Plaintiff Jerry Day has 2 children with the defendant, and after she met a convicted felon on the internet who later kidnapped one of his daughters, he was granted sole custody of the girls. Since then, Jerry claims the defendant has lied to the police and Child Protective Services, claiming he's an abusive and neglectful father. So he's suing for emotional distress and defamation. Defendant Jennifer Marie says Jerry is a danger to her and her children, and he's been abusive since she was 3 months pregnant. Jennifer claims she's filed numerous restraining orders against Jerry, and she has at least 10 police reports against him for abusing their children. She's countersuing for emotional distress and harassment.
Start with you.
I met Jennifer in 1998. We have 2 daughters together. We broke up because she lied. She would tell everybody that I physically abused her. I never hit her in her life.
Did she ever tell the police you abused her?
No, because I never have.
I said,
Yeah.
I know, you said she lied.
Right.
Did she tell that lie to the police?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Go ahead, I'm gonna let you go. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. You just tell me what you want me to know. That was a very basic question.
Okay.
But go ahead.
So in 2002, she met this guy she was talking to on the internet, and she ended up getting my daughter kidnapped by the convicted felon. She asked me to use the car to take the children to the doctor. So she went and picked this convenient guy up, and what he done? They went to this convenience store. So she stopped off, and she went in the store with my 3-year-old daughter, and she left my 2-year-old daughter in the car with the convicted felon. And he drove to the south side of Chicago, about 45 miles away, and dropped her off in the alley. And luckily, she was found okay.
Was he arrested and
Yes, he
convicted?
was arrested and convicted.
Of what?
For kidnapping.
Did he serve time in prison?
Yes, he did.
Okay. What else you want to tell me?
In 2002, I was granted sole custody of my 2 daughters, and ever since that time, she has just lied to the police, DCFS, GAL, judges, to whoever, anybody, about me being an abusive father.
Did it jeopardize your custody, or?
Yes. I ended up losing custody, and because of all of this lying and stuff she was doing.
Tell me of any convictions or DCFS findings that caused you to lose custody.
Okay, well, in 2012, March, Jennifer, I was disciplining my oldest daughter. She called up and said I was excessively disciplining my oldest daughter. The police came out, they looked and seen there was no sign of abuse, and they left. I didn't get arrested. The next day, she called DCFS up on me, and then she went down to the police station and she filed a order of protection on me with false allegations.
About what? What was that for?
She filed and said that I had abused my daughter, and I ended up getting arrested. They found me not guilty, because she had fabricated some evidence.
Okay. How many charges altogether?
She filed the order of protection case, and then she also filed 4 false allegations of abuse with DCFS cases on me.
All right, out of the 5, how many were you either found liable for or found guilty of?
I was found not guilty for none of it.
But the custody was removed, so you were found liable for at least one.
One, right.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to get an understanding of. Ma'am, what do you want to tell me?
He is a danger to me and my children from the beginning. When I was 6 months pregnant, he pushed me through a screen door.
You're lying.
I finally got the courage to leave him with the children, and that's when I got the order of protection.
Never hit her in my life.
Quiet, sir. She didn't interrupt you not once.
He violated the order of protection when he tried to break through my sister's door. He was arrested for that. Later on, he was let off on those charges.
Why?
I'm not exactly sure, to be honest with you. I've been doing this for 15 years.
Doing what?
Going through court for child custody, police presence, DCFS presence. I have at least 10 police reports of him abusing the children. He continues to torment me and the children. You know, there's been incidents of him following me, showing up at my job. You know, when custody was removed from him, we just recently got the children back out of DCFS.
We?
Yes, we have joint custody now.
How did you lose custody?
Because the acrimony in our relationship, they removed the children from both of us for a year.
No, that's not why they removed children. They had to find that you were not competent either. Now, how many reports have you made against him?
Dozens.
All right, dozens. And out of the dozens of reports you made, how many times has he been convicted?
He's never been convicted, but he was charged by DCFS.
That's why he's suing you. Okay, you've made dozens of reports against him, and nobody believed you.
DCFS believed me, that's why.
So that's once.
Over the span of years, though, the children wouldn't speak up. First of all, when all this abuse started going on, the children were so scared to speak up.
You're lying.
I even have therapist reports documenting, you know, the abuse that the children put them through. You know, hanging her over banisters. They weren't even believing the children. They didn't believe me.
Right.
They didn't believe the children.
Right.
At the end of it.
You know what you're saying? You're reinforcing his claim.
At the end of all these proceedings, when we went to juvenile court, yes, they did believe the children, and they also believed me. Yes.
Yeah, we talked about dozens. 2 dozen is 24. Dozens is another dozen. That's over 30 times. And only one sticks? Now, why'd they take them from you? Let's try that again.
The court system was so tired of us being in court fighting over these kids, and it was hurting the children.
Don't tell me the same thing. Okay. No, that's not how that goes, ma'am. If they're tired of the fight, they award it to the parent who is capable of raising that child the best. So they determined that neither one of you are capable.
Well, I have them now, so
I know. I'm talking about when they
capable.
removed them, though. I know you may have worked your way back to get them. All right, your counterclaim for emotional distress and harassment is for what?
He continues to harass me, you know, filing proceedings in multiple different counties. We've only had the children back for 3 years.
Filing proceedings against you?
Yes.
How many?
I've had at least 5 court dates in the past 2 months.
Have you been found liable of anything?
None.
All right.
This is not healthy for my children.
I know.
Continuously putting them through this.
Ma'am, the judge took them from you too. So I'm not going to let you try and demonize this man. You called the authorities on him over 24 times, and only 1 charge stuck. And you're saying she defamed you with what, allegations?
Yeah, because...
Well, one of them stuck. So how she defamed you on that one?
The first one that she had made, the very first one was case A. She had, this was the one where I was spanking my daughter. They didn't indicate me until I had got arrested. So once I was found, but I was found not guilty.
Arrested for what?
For
spanking?
Yes. And
Go ahead.
I was found not guilty.
It's for
the
domestic
police
battery.
Officer came to court and testified that...
Against the child?
Yes.
Okay, I know what that means.
And,
When you said spanking, I know the charge. You act as if it was against you. Just be quiet. I know what that means. You don't have to tell me the law. Go ahead.
I ended up getting custody back because I had custody for 10.5 years. So I ended up getting sole custody back, and she continued. And then she called DCFS and she filed a second allegation saying I starved the kids, that I wouldn't feed them. She claimed one of my daughters had ADHD. And I wasn't giving her medication, which now they know she don't have none of that. Then the third time, she made another allegation with DCFS saying I dragged my daughter down the stairs, and so they found me not guilty on that one.
What documents you have you want me to see? And what's the status of the children now? Let me see them, please.
This is actually because they had her for false allegations and harassment.
You can hand
from
them to
DCFS.
me as you tell me, yeah.
And this is, of course, the kidnapping. And also the police's testimony that when he came...
False report.
And this is a copy of the police copy of me being found not guilty.
His 2-year-old daughter of a woman he met on a 900 chat line. The woman went into the store and left treasure in the car. After 15 minutes later, she walked out and the car was gone. The man allegedly drove to Chicago and abandoned the girl on a South Side street. The girl's mother could face charges. What else?
Yeah, and this is a copy of the police testimony where he had to come to court and testify because how I ended up getting there, she had took an audio and told him it was an of the incident of me spanking my daughter. And then he said, you know, he came to court and testified. It was an audio of 2010, but she tried to fabricate it and change the date on it.
Yep. Ma'am, what specific things are you suing him for? Prove yours.
That he continues just to harass me and my children by, you know, dragging us through court. The children have been out of
Give me
DCFS.
some evidence. Give me some evidence. One document at a time.
I have two therapist reports.
Saying what?
Saying what he was doing to the children. Some of it I can't go in depth with.
DCFS didn't accept that?
No, they did. That's why he doesn't have custody of the children. Because
you don't have joint custody now?
we have joint custody. That's
well,
why.
Then he does have custody of the children.
That's
you
why
have
he
joint
doesn't.
custody. There you go again. Have a good day. Your claim is dismissed. Judgment for the plaintiff. She tried to defame you right in front of me. All this nonsense. Judgment for the plaintiff. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you for fighting for your kids. Thank you for being a good dad. I'm sorry you got mixed up with someone who would do all this to you. Hang in there.
Thank you.
I just want him to take care of his kids and just leave me alone. You know, that's all. Just take care of your kids. Be a father. And just stop tormenting us and let us move on with our life. You know, we have one last chance with our kids. They're only going to be here for a couple more years. Don't keep torturing them.
She just needs to learn to be a better mother and stop trying to harass me and stop trying to make me be out to be an abusive father, because I'm a great father.